Today's podcast is talking about opportunity for creators, people looking to make this full-time income, or there is this full-time income coming from TikTok, and this is your opportunity to be like, whoa, I just lost my job. Like, you just got fired. So you need to have options. This is going to be fantastic. Yes, it is. We have not had Johnny Boy on here in a while.
Best setup, I think, so far. I out of all these setups that we've actually spent, this one took the shortest amount of time and actually enjoyed this one a lot better, right?
I would have to say so. This specific setup I like the most. Not only is it the backgrounds are actually kind of nice compared to the previous ones, but this is the easiest to set up and probably the most comfortable as well.
100%. And also, the different angles make it more warmth for the viewers, right? Hopefully, maybe
the different angles and whatever this is in the background. If you can see this was John's idea, and I actually like this little fucking glowing worm light thing.
Yeah, I set it up, man. Eye appealing, So on top of that, basically comment down below if this is the setup and the cameo angles you like, right?
Yeah, let us know if you guys want to see more angles like this. But in today's episode is actually very exciting because we're going to be talking about the TikTok ban that's going on. We're recording this on the 18th. It's Saturday the 18th.
It's supposed to be the day that it gets canceled, right?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Sunday.
Yes.
And then right before, I guess, the inauguration and everything on the 20th. And they were at first, the Supreme Court was going to turn it over to the new president and everything. And they were going to say, hey, you go ahead and you deal with it. And now they're actually, no, not happening.
I don't know what happened with that. The CEO of TikTok's been talking to Mr. Beast, different billionaires, Trump specifically.
Yeah.
He had a presentation with the Supreme Court. None of that went through, apparently.
I thought it was great. I also, Mr. Beast reached out, I guess, or made multiple posts about saying, I will buy TikTok. Well, TikTok is almost, I want to say it's a $4 billion company, I think it is.
But he only has to buy into 51% of it to own the company is the thing about it.
Exactly.
And the owner, the CEO would make a deal with him. Granted, this is all just speculation and shit, but so many more people want TikTok to survive. But, whether it survives or not, I made a post last night that got 200,000 views just talking about it on Instagram, and then I made one on TikTok. At the end of the day, we're here to talk about this is good and bad. It depends on which side of the fence you are. If you're a TikTok creator, this could be good for you. And if you're a TikTok creator, this could be bad for you. But we're going to talk about all the reasons that it could be good or bad.
Yeah, 100%. So with TikTok being canceled and a lot of, I guess, people's hard work that they put into, because whether it's silly content or you think it's just
or
another app, another social media
content.
Exactly. And if you put time and effort into it is all we can say, and it's kind of sad, but we have to know that hey, getting into social media, we already knew this. So on top of that, social media, you get the good and the bad with it, so you can grow rapidly fast and you can make a quick money, but also a lot of investors will sell you this quick money can go even quicker, right?
Oh yeah, it will go quicker.
And the app, if it launches, it does really well and everything. The app can do really well, but it also can fall really well. Imagine if everybody, if it wasn't getting banned and the people were just yeah, we're going to stop using this app, right?
I mean, everybody follows a fad. Even TikTok was Musical.ly, TikTok was Vine, and TikTok is TikTok. The software has never changed on the App Store. It has always been there. It's gone through different renditions of what it is, which is very funny that the U.S. government isn't pointing that out, but it's probably because they're stupid and misguided. But all to say, like you just said a second ago, this is an opportunity to notice you shouldn't have been putting all of your eggs in one basket. But at the end of the day, this is why I specifically, that I preach this, be everywhere. If you make a video in one place, post it everywhere. If you make a video on TikTok, post it on YouTube, post it on Instagram, post it on Snapchat, post it fucking everywhere. Because you're missing views, and this could happen to you. So even if you're an Instagram creator.
Well, then, if we were talking about this, not getting into the social media due to the money, right? And basically, so if you were on TikTok just because of the money, basically, say you were in the TikTok program and everything, and you were only doing TikTok because it was making you money, then it should have been a side thing, and now that money's gone. Say tomorrow TikTok is freaking done for. Say you made $100,000. Imagine your income just boom, $100,000 is out of your income. tomorrow.
Completely
So how
out
are
of
you
your
gonna,
control, by the way.
exactly, and you are making content, I guess, that is now
You better download all your content.
that is now not going to make you any money. You know what I mean? Because the TikTok, like Instagram doesn't. Instagram has their ways of having paid subscriptions and basically having paid sponsorships and stuff like that. But they don't have. I don't think they have the. There's not an Instagram shop, is there?
Instagram does have their own shop. Like Instagram has bonuses. It has community, paid community. It has paid
but it doesn't
stories and
have
all
like
that different
where.
stuff.
Basically, TikTok had TikTok products, basically, right? Where
They
you
do
would
have
take
that.
it and
just nobody knows about it. Nobody likes using it.
No one likes using Instagram.
It's not as good.
Well, I would say this: if you don't know how to use Instagram, it's time to learn. Like this, if TikTok is going to go away, then I think Instagram gets boosted back up. I think Facebook gets boosted back up. I think Facebook.
I'm going to be happy about this because 1.6 billion users are going to have to go to Instagram.
And on top of that, or they go YouTube Reels. Maybe this is time that YouTube capitalizes on their Reels or Shorts.
Yes,
well, yeah,
there you go,
YouTube Shorts, and they start capitalizing on that.
They should just repost them. That's what I do. And they get tens of my YouTube channel that I've posted maybe 20 long form videos. Almost has 1 million views from me reposting what I took from TikTok and putting it on YouTube. I haven't been prioritizing YouTube this year or last year. 2024 I did not prioritize, but 2025 I'm prioritizing long form content every single month. Well, but I almost have 1 million views from reposting something I didn't even want that over there.
Exactly. And then on top of that, but we were talking about this a long time ago about when we were talking about getting your account set up and how to basically funnel your account and make those shorts videos. It all comes from your long form content.
I think chop it out.
Basically, you said if you're doing content, you should be doing long form content. You should be doing shorts.
It's the hardest to learn, and you should be learning
That's how you master content. You basically, if you do the long form, you basically get a big period of like, hey, this is what my content is and this is what I want it to be. And that long form content on YouTube, you just chop it up and you put it on Instagram. Was TikTok, but now if TikTok is gone, you don't put it on there. You put it on, Facebook Reels or Lives or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And you use those to your advantage because if you're doing it for once, if you're putting in that much effort for that one video, you should be getting the most traction or interactions with a video. I feel, you know what I mean?
Let me put it this way: if you make a long form video like this, I made a video last week called the top 30 things, or it's not called that, I haven't made a title for it yet, but it's 30 things that I've learned from the past 13 years of using social media about Instagram. It's a 30-minute video. Technically, what could come out of that for each of the topics is 30 shorts. I could make 30 pieces of content just chopping them and spreading them apart.
Or you could either, if you don't want to make it 30,
pick the best 10.
You on the top 10, or you best do like 10. A top 5, or hey, this is then, or you start from the bottom and go backwards on like the tips and on ranking them, and then you basically,
or you can post all of them and see which ones perform the best and pick the top 10 that perform the best, and then you shoot it over to Instagram or wherever the fuck.
100%.
But all to say, one, long form content I feel as though should be prioritized because stuff like this. People can feel our energy. People can feel how excited we are. They can tell that we actually know what we're talking about. It's very difficult to bullshit somebody through long form content. It's way easier to BS and copy and paste some stuff from ChatGPT with a 6-second clip that's running with words on the screen. Read the description. So much easier to do crap.
100%.
But long form content. People can feel you. People love you. They feel like they're spending time with you because I love spending time with you. I love having these conversations with you. People feel like they're part of the conversation. They get in the comments. People are going back and forth over different opinions. So you have that. You're building community. You're proving that you actually know what you're talking about. You're getting multiple pieces of content out of it, and it's just so much harder. But once you've mastered the hardest, everything else is easy. Everything.
No,
so that's why I feel like people should take this opportunity. TikTok's gone. Cool. But TikTok was starting to push 5 to 10 minute videos. Those were what was getting pushed. So if you made 5 to 10 minute videos on TikTok and saw success, bring them over here, bro. You will do so much better.
Then you'll make so much more money on top of that too. I think there's a lot more.
room. There's
TikTok,
more room.
Yeah, your ceiling or your limit is a lot more less limited. As TikTok, you were limited to, I think it was 60 10-minute videos or whatever.
Yes,
whatever.
10 to 15 minutes.
So you were limited to a 10-minute video, and on top of that, not many people on TikTok were going to watch the whole entire video. You know what I mean? Or you had to make several different parts.
Unless you're a very good storyteller, and if you're a good storyteller, which TikTok is all about that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, YouTube is your out. Like, if you're listening and you've made it to this part of this podcast, if you are good at storytelling and you've made a video over 5 minutes long and it got over 10,000 views, one, that means your retention was good. You've mastered the hook because they're not going to give you views if you suck.
Yeah.
If you made 5-minute videos on TikTok, go to YouTube and do the exact same thing.
I also
YouTube's
think
been around the longest, bro.
It's also really important that you take the audience that you have built on TikTok, and it, like right now, if you have not tried to convert them or try to set up a way, use these last exactly use these last hours of like taking your account and just being like, hey, like re-download all your videos and everything. Even if you haven't started Instagram yet or you haven't started a page on YouTube yet, go back through, literally re-download all your videos and sit there and start making basically making captions, making quotes, making all of this. And then you basically are just set up for the next couple months.
You should just start on YouTube. There's a website called SaveMyTikToks.com. And what I would do if I were you, and this is something that like I post on every single platform, like we talked about before: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. Make your username the exact same.
Oh yeah,
because
that
people
way it's easier
will be able to
find.
find you on other platforms. Repost the same content because it will show up on YouTube the same way that it did on TikTok.
Yeah,
you might not see the same virality, but go to SaveMyTikToks.com, download all of your TikToks, repost them to YouTube and Instagram. And Instagram, I just got the notification yesterday. You can upload 3-minute videos now.
Yep.
If you make a 10-minute video, now you have a part 1, 2, and 3, and you can have a series.
I would just say this, that if Instagram's over here changing things on their platform right now, it's because they're seeing that, hey, if TikTok goes, it's time to strike. It's time to strike. You know what I mean? They're taking advantage of the opportunity that is basically fallen in their lap. And this is what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people struggle because they're at a level 2.
My life is ruined.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're just like, so they're at a level 2 opportunity, and there's so many people out there that have a level 10, and they're trying to compare themselves to those people. That's like, oh, if I could get that opportunity. No, you have to go out and make that opportunity happen. This right here is like an opportunity that is falling in people's laps for Instagram, for YouTube, for, you know what I mean? Like all these platforms that are basically about to get all of these, like this audience, whatever platform takes it over, it's probably going to be spread out. It's going to
get distributed between both.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But they're going to have to find this, this audience is looking for this dopamine.
Yes,
like
they're going to have to find this sweet spot.
They're looking for
people were complaining about, all the creators from TikTok are going to ruin Instagram's algorithm. The thing that you guys aren't understanding is that, yes, there are going to be some poopy creators that come from TikTok and they're going to be cringy and weird and dancing, but understand they're not going to see the same success. There's a different demographic on Instagram. It's a different culture on Instagram. Not to mention the algorithms are different, and I'm not saying depend on algorithms, but what I am saying is that the creators and the cringy losers coming from TikTok to Instagram are not, one, not going to be as successful, but two, your algorithm is tailored to what you watch. So if this is what you're seeing, you're watching garbage.
You're setting it up.
It has nothing to do with the creator being 100%. Successful.
Unfollow, move on.
Yes.
And like we said when we were setting up our brand, when we're setting up our brand, and this is a good point if you're coming from TikTok, when you're setting up your brand, do not give time to videos that you don't want your brand. Basically, it's like get rid of it. Program your algorithm like you told me. Basically, once you program your algorithm, you'll have video ideas reoccurring. Yeah, exactly. And you sit there and you set it up and you basically see what people are liking, what people in your niche are liking, which direction to go, what captions work. And this is a great time right now to basically go onto Instagram and research, do all the researching and basically playing with and seeing what videos do really well right now and see if it does change, then you have the capability of, hey, I already checked it out, I already know an algorithm, I already know which direction I'm going to go in my niche.
It would be like rebranding,
reverting it into your own
I mean,
your
you're
own
doing
brand,
product
basically.
research,
It's
and then you're
product
redeveloping.
Exactly, redeveloping with product research and everything. So on top of that, while you're doing that, it really draws in more and more views because you're changing the algorithm for you.
Yeah, you're taking advantage of, because a lot of people, believe it or not, primarily are biased to their platform. I am biased to Instagram. I'm sorry, I don't like TikTok. And every now and then, even though my algorithm on TikTok is in fact suited for me, like it probably doesn't look like all these losers who just have a bunch of dancing girls and stupid singing mouth videos. It doesn't have that. But at the same time, the culture of TikTok, I don't like it. I don't like the platform. But I do use the internal editing software on TikTok. I do not use it on Instagram because Instagram's internal editing software I've never liked.
Do you think that Instagram takes over the editing techniques from TikTok now that it's not a brand, so they can't claim?
I don't think they will, and I'll tell you the reason I don't think that they will. CapCut, which is coming up, and it's super user friendly.
You think CapCut takes over the spot of TikTok?
The only reason I say that is because if you've noticed when you go on TikTok, there's literally a button that says CapCut, and you can go use. You can save the effects and go use it. TikTok partnered with CapCut. That is why their internal software editing was so superior to Instagram in the first place.
You think CapCut takes a hit or takes a fall with
I think they'll take a little bit of a hit.
Losing of the audience?
But the thing is, I don't think that they're going to lose it because, one, inside of CapCut actually has like a scrolling page where you can go through all the effects.
Where you can check them all out, right? And then you basically use the most. And it also, CapCut has this area where it's basically most popular, most trendy, basically, and you use those.
I'll tell you this: CapCut's actually going to win from this because the thing with it is they partnered with TikTok, and if you've noticed, like all the fonts and the editing and the free
voiceovers
captions,
and everything,
all of that was free in TikTok. It's not free in CapCut. You have to
so
pay for it. So they're going to win.
People switch over to CapCut and have to use CapCut.
They're not going to have access to TikTok. 1.6 or
so a lot of TikTok users, if you're looking at this, go ahead and just get
$6. Just get the fucking Pro.
That way your videos don't take a tank when you transfer over to Instagram. And we're not.
If you don't know how to use Adobe software, you should be best off investing $6 into that monthly for.
And
CapCut.
then on top of that, CapCut is also on the go, I would say, versus like Adobe. I mean, I guess Adobe could be on the go, but like CapCut, you can use your phone. You can use basically if you have a timeline.
Blackmagic Studio. Blackmagic Studio is how I record cinematic videos. Okay. But most people coming from TikTok aren't making cinematic.
Yeah,
videos.
they're not waiting. They're not. Most people coming from TikTok, I would honestly say they're not even operating with a full-on developed camera, or they're not even using
their phone.
They're using their phone and
they're using their front-facing camera. They're just picking it up and like, "What's up, guys?"
Exactly. They got the latest iPhone or latest newest phone, and they're just using the front-facing camera, like you said. And I don't even think a lot of them use mics or anything like that. So I would say if you blew up on TikTok, you basically wasted or basically stayed at your level 2 opportunity if you didn't invest in a camera.
If you didn't invest in a camera,
in the quality of audio or anything like that.
New quality. If you didn't invest in redistributing content to other platforms, if you didn't invest in collecting emails, building a community, you cut yourself short. And that's why everything that we're talking about today is an opportunity for you to either realize where you fucked up or
take
start
advantage.
over.
Yeah, start over. People in life that I would say that look at change differently, right? Everyone has a different situation and a different scenario where it's like they be dealt a bad situation, and either that ruins them and rots them, or it builds them and makes them stronger. There's one or two ways you can go about this opportunity, right?
Yes.
You could either crumble and say, and you basically
pull back life your strings.
Is gone. Yeah, exactly. There's two different people, and it's like when you're going through either heartbreak or, and I would say like financial situations changing is a lot more than heartbreak. You know what I mean? It's more of a hit.
It's a little different.
It's a lot bigger, but on top of it, some people in that panic state of mind needs to be able to be like, oh shoot, this was really working for me. I never really thought like, hey, this was going to happen. Now it's time to like either you fall or you rise. You know what I mean? There's two situations that you either capitalize on the opportunity that is being presented to you to basically take whatever you made from TikTok and be like, all right, time to go to Instagram. Or you take that and you could boost the quality.
Or you can restart if you want.
And on top of that, if you restart on Instagram, and you could either rebrand or restart, right?
Yeah.
Because even I would say that people, if you're on TikTok, I would say they probably have. Like, you should have an Instagram. I feel like you said, use the same name.
But people are biased.
But they're not. A lot of people probably don't use. Like, they should be using TikTok as well, or they should be using Instagram as well if they have a TikTok.
If you're a smartpreneur, you are.
Now it's time to basically revamp your Instagram. Basically, go through and learn it even more. Because a lot of people. You don't have to be an expert at one thing. You know what I mean?
No.
They need to be, but you just need to know what you're doing.
But you are missing out on opportunity on other platforms.
Exactly.
Like, even if you don't take it seriously, even if you're not engaging and posting stories and using all of it, if you would have just taken your content and repurposed it onto Instagram from the jump, not only would the people who truly follow you and like you and love you, they would have gone on Instagram and followed you, and you would have had, like, say, if you have 500,000 followers, you would have at least had 10,000 followers on Instagram over the years, or the year, whatever the case may be. But two, you'd be familiar with how the platform works, you'd already have awareness, but just that little bit of nudge from having your content dispersed on other platforms would have given you the advantage that you needed. Now, there's one thing I do want to say. If TikTok was not your full-time income and you're just looking at this from, like, purely a consumer standpoint, you have other platforms. You have nothing to worry about. Today's podcast is talking about opportunity for creators, people looking to make this full-time income, or there is this full-time income coming from TikTok. And this is your opportunity to be like, whoa, I just lost my job. Like, you just got fired. So you need to have options.
Imagine, like...
This is what people were trying to avoid in the first place. People don't want to be able to get fired. People don't want to get laid off. You just got fucking laid off.
Well,
you're still working the 9 to 5.
On top of that, technically, if you were only on TikTok and you were only doing TikTok, right? You were technically working a 9 to 5.
Yes.
You were just choosing your hours, right? You were choosing your hours. You were working for somebody, right? You weren't
thinking money, on your own terms at all.
So now, if you built a brand, if you built using TikTok, you built. See, there's a difference in between using social media platforms to create something for you, and
there's a fine line between being used by social media,
exactly,
because at the end of the day, you are an employee at TikTok. If you're creating content for TikTok, I'm sorry to say, but that little bit of money that you're getting paid is absolutely nothing to that company.
What they're making.
They're making so much more than you from you keeping people on their platform. So you're just getting a cut. You're working for them, but at the end of the day, these are all choices.
It's the same situation on like this. The dealership, when you go take your car into work, or when you take it to go get work done and everything, the mechanic is making a percentage, but he could be the best mechanic ever. If he doesn't put a sign and say, "Hey, these are my tools. These are my tools. These are my," like, if he doesn't brand himself, right?
Yes.
Then he doesn't technically
own
any part of the company, right?
No.
He's just, so it's the same thing with TikTok. You were using their editing software, you were using their tools, you were using their algorithms to basically find clients and find and work with people,
get more reach, get more money.
Exactly, and bring in more money to you. But if you didn't put a safety net or build something to basically solidify yourself, exactly, you needed to build something that like solidified you and say, "Hey, this is what I am." If you didn't build something like that and you were just using it for basically TikTok, like shop and stuff like that, buy my product,
well, TikTok shop was
silly
such
stuff like
a
that.
Crazy money opportunity.
Oh yeah, it was. But on top of that, like, now look at it. You don't have a job because you were using TikTok.
In America, though. Other places still have the access to this shit. Other places can still do it.
So we're gonna talk about the hidden door that there's a way to keep TikTok coming.
Well, there is a way to keep TikTok coming, and it's very sketchy the way that you're gonna do this. And I'll preface the way that's.
So now with the situation with that, if you make a certain amount of money on basically TikTok, or if you're making money from another technically
income
country
on the IRS.
Exactly.
You have international taxes.
Tracked. You know what I mean? You have to pay national taxes. Is it worth it then versus the headache and the trouble you could run into, right?
Well, like, there's the international taxes that you're going to have to worry about, as well as with a ban of using a specific software. It's the same thing as pirating information.
You have to figure it out on top of it what the Supreme Court deems as, I guess,
trouble.
what you get in trouble for.
Well,
you know
like
what I
they
mean?
say that they'll arrest anybody that uses the platform, but like genuinely, how many people can you fucking arrest that are using a VPN? First of all, VPNs are used so that you cannot track people and their information. So one,
so
how are you going to
track?
How are you going to backtrace that?
Yeah, how are you going to say, hey, I know your phone has a VPN on it, and I think TikTok's on it.
I think you didn't uninstall it like we told you to do.
Yeah. But then again, this is where we fall into this conversation where we were talking about number and making yourself a name.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Are you a number to TikTok, or did you make yourself a name? You know what I mean?
If you're a name, you are a little bit more of a target, though.
Yes, but if you have a name, now you can take your name to Instagram. You can take your name to YouTube and continue the journey there. Your content is not dead if you're a name.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that I don't want people to have to be like, it's all over it. I don't want people to be like, I need a VPN. What you really need to be aware of. But this is what I preach all the time. I've made several videos about this. Like,
yeah.
That's why having your name everywhere is good. That's why building a name around your brand is good. Your brand is the name, and the name is your brand.
Yeah.
On top of like the email list, you own the email list. I have an email list of 2,000 people. I can send them an email anytime I'm running a deal, anytime I have a new product, anytime.
So imagine this. You said it's banned only in the U.S., right?
Correct.
So now,
and in India, it's banned in India as well.
Well, do they have phones over? No.
No, they don't edit my videos. They definitely don't edit my videos.
Okay, so on top of that, I just wanted to like point out it's only banned in the U.S., right?
Yeah, in India.
Say you source your content out to somebody in another country. You source them out to somebody. You source it out to somebody to post it for you.
Yes. They can't do shit about that.
They still bring in you're still bringing in money
because it's a U.S. based
we were talking
account.
About when we wanted our faces everywhere, right? We were talking about paying people to clip.
Correct.
So what if you pay people to clip and also post your content? You basically sell your profile. You give them a percentage or an equity cut or a royalty to basically post your content.
It's kind of a disgusting workaround.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, do you know how many TikTok accounts I have on both of my phones?
Oh, yes.
I have 20 accounts.
But it's still, and then you're still reoccurring money, but you're just doing it through a back loophole, right?
It is a loophole.
It's banned. But it
to
doesn't
use
matter.
In America.
Yeah, but honestly, does it? Then also, you don't have to pay taxes on the money, right?
Not
because you're
Dubai. Dubai, you don't have no taxes.
Whoever's doing your content is paying whether doing their taxes.
It depends on how you do it though, because there's different tax cuts. Like content creation, like if I have somebody shoot my video for me, and I'm hiring a cameraman, that's a write-off because it's a commercial write-off.
But if you're paying the person to post your content,
edit, and shoot.
Yeah.
I flew to the UK to record this video that I paid somebody to record this video and edit it for me. All of those are write-offs on top of me posting in a different country. You can fuck off.
100%. As long as you're not like, hey, this is the Brooklyn fucking bridge, and I'm standing here. You know what I mean?
That wouldn't work out. That wouldn't work for you.
He went to fucking London and was on the Brooklyn Bridge. Like, what?
How does that work? How does this happen?
But
that's the thing. You were on a Brooklyn Bridge in the middle of fucking UK before the camera decided to die. But that's just how life is. There's a lot of workarounds, but we don't want you to think. Okay, first of all, let me say this. There are workarounds, but I really do not want people to go out of their way to try to maintain the past. People are so scared of change.
No. On top of that, with TikTok, so you're trying to maintain.
It's going to change, bro. You're also forcing limitations upon yourself.
Exactly. In life, I feel like you're not. You have to basically expand your expertise. When you talk to people that have money, that have been successful, that do great things in life, or that have
good acolytes.
Yeah, exactly. You don't just walk up to them and he's just like, yeah, I'm really good at selling houses, but I fucking suck at everything else, right? No, it's not that. I have a certain expertise in this, I have a certain expertise in this, and I have a certain expertise.
I have a bit of taste in everything.
If you're only good at making content on TikTok, then you have an issue because you need to be really good at making content on TikTok, Instagram. Like, you might as well be capitalizing on all of it, right?
I would if I were you. I do.
It takes 10 minutes on each app, right? Basically, I would say if you know,
which is way less than working a 9 to 5, by the way.
100%. Or you invest on, like, you were already working a TikTok 9 to 5 if you were only on TikTok, right? If you invest that 9 to 5 time that you were on TikTok and just invest it 3 hours on Instagram, 3 hours on YouTube, 3 hours on Threads, whatever it is, right? You eventually get to 9 hours and everything, and you make it work. And you're like, hey, I know these platforms now. Now I'm going to be making, instead of $10,000 on TikTok every month, I'm going to be making $8,000 on Instagram.
You could make more. The fucking demographics on Instagram and YouTube are so much better.
Yes, and they're designed to make basically those subscriptions of reoccurring money. TikTok was basically reoccurring money for the viewers if your views were getting out. You know what I mean?
I mean, there was so many ways to make money, bro.
You post one video that doesn't go their way and everything, and they boom, your views immediately dropped. I'm telling you, bro. I remember every video that we brought up Andrew Tate in. Boom. They fucking just was like, oh, Andrew Tate, who is this guy? And just like swipes him out.
Even Instagram said they're gonna stop doing that.
But also Andrew Tate said something on top of this about the social media platforms, and I think he called this was gonna happen. I feel like he called this. He's like, if they can't control you, they're gonna get you out of it. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter where you are. It could be in the U.S.
Well, TikTok just has such a problem with freedom of speech that the U.S. hates.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to any other country, it's actually insane how much of the real world and third world shit that you see on the platform. Whereas if you're in the United States, you're limited. Yeah. Nobody talks about the riots in other countries, the bombings, the horrible nature of life. Nobody talks.
Hear the news that the media on the news, the country wants you to hear over there. There's probably shit that's going on that the U.S. is doing to other countries or is not helping out with and is supposed to be helping out with and everything.
That does get shared on TikTok.
That gets shared on TikTok and that gets voiced around everywhere.
They try and cover it so fast, but it doesn't work.
It's impossible. You know what I mean? With 6 billion people on the freaking app, that's a lot of people on the app, dude. That's a lot to monitor. Yeah, and the 100%. Thing is, the U.S. doesn't own them, which is why they can't control them. So they're pissy. They're pissy about it. But all of this to say, you have so many options. If you are a creator watching this, I don't think that you truly realize what an amazing opportunity this is, what an amazing person you are. Because in order to make content that is successful, you have to be driven, you have to be creative, you have to think outside the box. And this is an opportunity for you to remaster and keep learning new tools, new algorithms. You can't, I don't know, I feel like it's very hard to say, like, a lot of people like to cap themselves out or put limitations on them
because they don't feel like they can do it.
They achieve the goal and just stop, right? No. Well, I feel like a lot of people, okay, $10,000 a month is a lot of money and it's comfortable and you're able to just sit there and just like, hey, this is good life. But like, if you're striving for that, then you should be
Make it bulletproof.
Make it more, exactly.
More or bulletproof. Once you've done it, find a way to automate that income.
Exactly. So then it's like, but don't think, I don't know, a lot of people are just living life trying to become comfortable, but comfortability is what kills you, as you can see in this state with TikTok being...
It's what they call building a recession-proof business.
Oh, yeah.
You want to build something, because technically this is TikTok receding from the U.S., so if you are losing your income from this, you did not build a recession-proof business. And what you want to do, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on Instagram, find a way that if something gets shut down, because you guys should also expect this. With the new influx of people, there's this app called Flip that I'm currently using. I've made $400 in the past 4 days of using it. Super cool app. A lot of people are on it because TikTok's getting banned, but it's being promoted on TikTok, which is really funny.
That's weird.
Cool app. I'll fill you guys in on it. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. I'm making short videos about it. If you want to learn more about it and how you can make money on it, let me know. But other than that...
A WAP website that if you don't know anything about content, if you haven't even started, this is the time to capitalize because there's a shit ton of audience being pushed around, right? If you learn content, if you learn how to control the algorithm and basically all set up on your WAP course, right? You have
we teach you every single thing you need to know.
Step by step, you can become a top 10 creator within
90 days.
Like we were talking about.
It's called 10K 90 Day Media Master. So if you guys don't know anything about TikTok, If you guys don't know anything about making content, this is your opportunity to learn. It's literally less than 3 meals. Check it out. It's in the description. But that's something I teach because for 13 years, let me put it this way. For 9 years, I kind of struggled with different platforms. I've built multiple channels. I've garnered over 500,000 followers across all my different platforms. I don't want you guys to have to take 10, 13 years to learn what I learned. That's why we put it all in there for 10 hours, you know?
It's like I said, if you're looking to get out of your 9 to 5 or you're looking to get off of the employment, is this a layoff for TikTok? Would this be the
This is basically the layoff.
Would this layoff? Like TikTok just lays all, for the US, like so many content creators uses TikToks, right? But if you don't have the time to basically like, holy shit, I need to make money, right? 90 days, and what is that, like 3 months?
You will make money.
I know if you don't know how to make money on TikTok or if you don't know how to make money because TikTok is going away, I know you have 3 months worth of savings. Take 3 months, get in the course, and figure out. Dude,
the class is literally like $47. You don't even need a savings, bro. You can do some Google surveys for that shit.
Withstand your living style, I guess you would say, because obviously, if you think you got 10K coming in every month, obviously you're not.
Repost two of your TikTok videos every single day.
But just take all those fucking TikToks, repost it for the next 90 days on Instagram, see how it works, get the content ready, and then start making new content. Because
that's all you have to do, bro.
Saved somewhere, whether it's on a file, whether it's on a SD card, whether it's on your phone, whether it's backed up somewhere, as long as you have timelines, you can build a brand,
new audience,
a new audience, and new brand.
You are technically the brand if your face was associated with it. Now, I will say, if you are one of those people who have only done quotes and your face and your name and your voice has never been associated with the content, this is going to be very difficult. You're probably not going to make a change. You're going to have to start making a new kind of content because I'm sorry, that content doesn't work anymore.
Not on Instagram or not on
YouTube.
Not on
YouTube, not at all. Wow. You can get like 10,000 views, but you're not gonna get a fucking subscriber from it because they don't care. It's just like tap. I'm depressed today. Goodbye.
Yeah, they're not gonna be on watching the sunsets and being like, oh, this is a beautiful sunset, or oh, this is like, you know what I mean, automated AI videos or like really good shot videos of it, because people don't want to.
It might work on Facebook.
I would say, I think
Facebook it would work because you also have like 30-year-old women on there.
You wouldn't gain
a monetizable brand,
followers or friend request is what it does is, right? You want to gain friends from that, and on top of that, you don't give a fuck because your face isn't on the goddamn on the face.
I'm not gonna lie, I have like 20,000 followers on Facebook that I had no clue I had.
Like, this is the time that there's a shit ton of audience moving around. It is time to capitalize and basically withtain or like basically cultivate them into your content.
Make new content, and guys, if you're already on Instagram and if you're already a creator, expect some crashes, expect some delays. When I was talking about the app Flip earlier, it's crashing a lot. Yeah. The system is overwhelmed by the influx of new people, and this is fucking awesome. This means we're seeing traction. If you've noticed your views went down the last year, expect them to go back up. There's more users than ever. There's more opportunity than ever. The kids that were on TikTok are now adults. They now have adult money to spend on adult products that you can offer with your expertise. Overall, this is just an opportunity. If you can adapt to this, you will be a legend.
If you're able to transfer from TikTok to Instagram, from Instagram to YouTube to Facebook, to Threads and stuff like that.
If you can do YouTube, you're the GOAT of all platforms.
The next social media that comes out, you're going to be able to switch over.
Oh, bro.
Because it's going to come full circle. It happens over and over again. People
don't realize it.
I think it's just a giant revolving circle with situations. You look at the stock market, you look at things like, you just look at everything, like hospital, like treatments. You look at like the flu pops up and then it's like, oh, this is the same disease coming around the same time, right? It's the same shit as like this social media. It took its time and now it is, 5 years or 10 years of TikTok. It was Musical.ly, right?
Well, it's 10 years of the same software.
So it's 10 years of the same software, but basically, why don't they just rename it and then it becomes something else, right?
That's what's gonna happen.
you would basically, like I'm saying, is on top of that, it's like if you're able to convert from Instagram to YouTube, to Facebook, the Threads, whatever it is, and you're able to, whatever TikTok gets renamed, or if there's another platform that comes out, you're able to basically cultivate your audience back onto that too. So then you become like Mr. Fantastic or whatever, and you're able to do it, like you're able to
you have opportunity.
Exactly. Have opportunity no matter given the scenario, right?
I mean, I'll say this as the closing statement for today, you guys.
Yeah.
We spoke on this podcast today with the preface that TikTok is getting banned.
And if
I don't think it's going to get banned, and let me tell you why.
Yeah.
TikTok is a massive app. So many businesses make their living and feed their families. So many creators feed their families. People's lives have been changed. People make so much money. There's no actual proof or argument against TikTok.
And
there's going to be more lawsuits than ever. This is taking people's lives. It's going to be civil lawsuits. I don't think TikTok is going anywhere.
Yes, I don't think it's going anywhere, but on top of like you were talking about earlier.
It might be temporary.
Earlier talking about like how do you arrest like that many people if they're using it? If that's what they said that, and also it's just kind of the same situation.
And you can't. This is a threat.
Of like this, when you have 6 billion people, they're trying to control, right? You tell everyone this.
They're not gonna like it.
5. Who the fuck is actually going 55 on the freeway? Nobody. Exactly. Or you tell everyone that the speed limit, you have to drive above 20. There's going to be those motherfuckers out there be like, all right, watch me. And they drive 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be these people like, you just can't control.
You cannot control everybody. It was the same thing with Corona. They said that they would arrest you if you were out after curfew. Sorry, but that's the one time I went out because there was nobody out bothering me.
Exactly.
This is how it's going to be.
Time to get food. That's the best time.
Yes.
It's just.
Yes.
But on top of like that's what I was trying to say. It's like
this might be scary to people, but you have to understand this is very difficult to enforce. Yeah. This can be reversed. People will buy the app. Mr. Beast, Elon bought an entire app last year. He'll buy another one in 4x his income. So you guys need to understand. We talked about all the solutions and how this is an opportunity, but also understand it's probably not going away. No, it'll probably be rebranded. It will probably be bought. It'll probably be tried in court, Supreme Court, over and over again until it's been contested.
Yeah.
This is just, there's so much in the air. Nothing is permanent. Whether it's the ban or whether it's a new app, nothing is fucking permanent. And you guys need to understand to take advantage of this and learn to adapt. So if you're a creator, adapt. If you're a consumer, suck it up. There's lots of places to consume content.
This just like a kind of a closing point. It should be eye-opening. Now it's not going to go. Say TikTok doesn't go away, but it still should be eye-opening. Say TikTok just vanished.
This was really close. That bullet just whizzed by your head.
And you don't have other platforms. This is a time to say, oh shit, let me get my shit.
Let me start.
Let me get my creative mind going.
And please don't be the bum that says, okay, it didn't happen. I can continue to do this one thing.
Over and over. Yeah.
You just missed the what if. Yeah. Don't let the what if happen because the what if will eventually happen. Whether it's today or 4 years from now after Trump is out of office, you need to understand that what if is still coming. So let this be eye-opening.
And then on top of this, I'd like to put out there, like this kind of relates to basically getting 1% better every day. If you take care of a situation when the situation happens, so TikTok going away, if you figure out a way, or before, it needs to be either right after or you're never going to, like either right after. Like when I tell you right after, I've seen people drive around with their windshield cracked in their car. I've seen people go around with their phone cracked and everything. I like to have things nice and pristine. So when
it's needed to be at its best,
it needs to get done. When it happens, it needs to be fixed. Because if you continue to topple on top of these things, you get buried in things that you have to fix. You have to get ahead of, but you're never going to get ahead of it because there's too many, and then they just keep stacking up. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, you need to replace your roof on your house or whatever, or the shingles are falling off or whatever, right? And then the window breaks, and it's like, oh shit, do I fix the window? Do I fix the roof? Well, if you would have fixed the roof, you would have already, you would have not had to pick between the two of them, right? So then on top of that's just what I'm saying is like if to get 1% better on top of that, to basically involve all of this with this situation the way it is, now's the time to basically eye open and be like, hey, there's a scenario this
could have happened.
What if, right? And then on top of it, it's like, let's fix it then. So before it happens or if it happens, you know what I mean?
This is your one warning, guys.
To basically take care of it. You know what I mean?
Yes. This is your guys' one warning. So we hope that today was helpful. If you guys have any questions, if we're missing anything, if anything that we said was not in here, that, you know, if this was helpful in any way, shape, or form, comment below. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Is it getting banned? Is it not getting banned? What are you going to do about it if you're a creator? But either way, until the next episode, you guys remember to get 1% better every single day, and I will see you guys next time.